I would say Amari and Atari will get on the scoreboard a few times.
They're going to get on the scoreboard a lot coming up this season, and we're just amazed here at what we're seeing. Now, Coach Sievers told me that we're going to see the first and second string. We're seeing Mason West now. He's going to come in for Jared and Young. He is the backup quarterback right now. We're going to see a lot of our second string offense coming in right now. And with that being said, there we go. Boy, that looks good. So I can see us on Facebook
there
now, John. There you are, John.
There it is. Famous, there
it is. You know, last year, I think, if I'm not mistaken, last year we had to send Tim Hicks all the way down along the track. He had to go walk around because the service was not the best. But up here, we're doing better here this year. Yeah,
it seems, and it is for everyone. It's difficult when you go to different stadiums and places where your internet access isn't very good or the coverage isn't very good, and try to set all this up and keep it all running. It's a testament to how you guys do it week in and week out all over different places. And I do like the Dexter Stadium. It's nice.
Absolutely. Very nice.
The track is excellent. We've been over here a few times for track, and the field is very nice.
There he goes again. Amari White inside the 30 to about the 25-yard line. Would be another first down for Poplar Bluff. All right, now we're up on Facebook, Tim, and YouTube. David Hanley is tuning in with us. Also, Brandy Morey. Hope I said that name right. And if you're tuning in now on Facebook Live and on YouTube, want to welcome in the second member of the broadcast team this season, our good friend John Scott. And I'm going to hold you to going to every road game. We're going to leave 5 hours early. You're buying supper, and I'm making you drive home.
Taco Bell's pretty good, right, Frankie?
How about Taco John's?
There we go.
Taco John sounds good to me. They're a proud supporter of Mules football this season. We're seeing our second string offense for those that are watching us on social media. Mason West getting a good pass outside to Matlock. Matlock, a good stiff arm. He is inside the 10, near the goal line, and he'll be just shy of the end zone. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds around the 9-yard line. So far, no miscues here for the Mules. It's very nice to watch. And you hear all the whistles going on, 2 games going on. You've got, Fredericktown and Dexter going on one side, Bluff and Caruthersville on the other side. Otherwise, though, it is a great time. Brandy says, freshman Mules mama here, cheering on the varsity boys. Glad to have her alongside for this contest. Coming up here this season, John, we're going to be talking a lot about everything going on positive in our school district. So much going on as we start the new school year.
Yes, it's nice to get back. School starting Monday. We would ask everyone to be patient. It's always, the first few days are always interesting.
I was told you're going to be out there directing traffic on Monday. Is that right?
Yeah, I'll be out there not driving a bus. I'll tell you that
Not
much.
driving a bus.
Not driving a bus. But, no, it's good to be back. I think most kids are excited. I know parents are excited about getting their kids back to school.
You know, for those that are tuning in on social media, David Hadley says he can't wait until next week. Loretta Lynn Hart says, let's go Mules. Next week, we're going to bring back trivia.
All right.
We're going to bring back Mules trivia. And I'm not
0 for 5, I think.
I'm not going to ask you anything about one of the worst classes ever, and that's of 1990. Someone told me to say that to you.
I think that was 89.
89. Okay, gotcha. Lee Wallace is tuning in from Evansville, Indiana. Glad to have him alongside. Torrance Williams, number 81. He is in motion. They're going to pass it. Oh, good job there by the defense of Caruthersville, intended for Romeo Walter. He is a 6'2" junior. He's also put on some muscle during the offseason.
Yeah, all these kids are beefing up nice. You know, Christopher Matlock didn't score, but almost scored earlier. He really a dedicated athlete. Spent a lot of time, and it's nice to know these kids, you know, since they were little. Chris used to come to our Sunday school class when we were teaching a class for like 5-year-olds or something, and he was just a little kid, and now he has turned into a really good, outstanding person, not just a student, but a citizen and also a great athlete, and I think he's got a bright future.
So now checking in the game is Logan Davis for Poplar Bluff. He checks in. White is going to take his seat. There's a handoff to Atari Amos, and he'll punch one in. Touchdown, Poplar Bluff, his second of this Jamboree. The run game I think is going to be what really gets our offense going this season. Last year we had two of the best running backs. They are back again this year for their senior years. Two of our 16 seniors. A lot of leadership there, and it's only going to get better as we progress here this season.
Yes, absolutely. Really fast running backs. Those guys are quick off the ball and shifty at the line. And once they get past the line, get into the secondary, they're gone.
I can't tell. I'm going to let Tim pin in, Tim, on the 40-yard line here in front of the Fredericktown bench. I see Chris Russian down there. He's wearing all black. Is he part of Fredericktown, or is he part of the officials here?
Well, he's the
I'm kind of curious.
Boys and Girls Club of the Heartland. I don't know if you count Fredericktown as the Heartland or not, but he's probably trying to raise some funds down there.
He might be on the wrong side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I may have to tell him about that later on. So now the Mules coming back out to the 40-yard line here after Atari Amos punches one in for his second rushing touchdown on the Jamboree. Mikael McFarland checking in. He's the man in motion right now for the Mules. And it's going to be a fake handoff. Instead, the quarterback, Wes, will keep it, and he'll get about 5 yards. My good friend Ed is checking in from Jefferson City, Missouri. Glad to have him alongside. Nice to see Gary Simmons on the track as well. He was with us last week at the Fred and Marl Stadium and says he's back to almost being 100%.
Gary's looking good. I told him he's walking good. He's looking good. I think retirement is treating him well.
I brought back the green drink, too, for those of you wondering. You want to sip?
Well, I was going to ask you, Frankie, when it's not really ever the off season for you, but I guess when it's downtime and you don't have games that you're broadcasting.
I don't drink as many.
But you do drink at least some of them.
I do the ginger shots for sure.
Gotcha.
Good job. Torrance Williams, a third-string quarterback, is in. Touchdown, Poplar Bluff. Jay Edmondson. He is another quarterback, and this one goes at 35 yards. Torrance Williams wide open, and he just walks that one in the end zone. Great basketball player and football player.
Well, he catches the ball like that. I wouldn't want to try to tackle him.
No,
no,
he is quick. Torrance Williams coming in this season, a 6'5 junior, weighs about 260. And I can tell you, for those that are watching on social media, that 260, that's all muscle, my friend.
It is. And he's one of those players, some players, the tall ones like that, they're running and they don't look like they're going that fast, but somehow they're moving faster than everyone else. He's like that. He's so big and long legs, and he can move once he gets the ball.
Absolutely. Good job by the Mules. Another touchdown, their third here in this first set on the Jamboree. So now, once again, Jay Edmondson comes back up to the line of scrimmage. Atari Amos going to line up right beside him. Shotgun formation. He's back to pass. He's going to go to Mikael McFarland down to the 35, the 30. He's made a man miss. He's going to go inside the 10 and all the way in. The ball comes loose. Touchdown, Poplar Bluff. Jay Edmondson. Tell you what, this young man, as a third-string quarterback, he is showing some skill here as well.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
By the way, there's no water up here, John. Did you get the memo?
Gary's up here trying to get. You want my water, Gary? You can have it.
I tell you
want
what.
My water?
I was impressed with Jay Edmondson. Those last two plays, both going for touchdowns, a touchdown pass to Torrance Williams, and then Mikael McFarland making the defense miss out. And now we're going to get a break. And that being said, let's go to a quick timeout. We'll come right back live in Dexter. It is the Mules here live at the Dexter Jamboree on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. Mules football this season being brought to you by our good friends at First Midwest Bank, Kevin's Auto Repair, Poplar Bluff Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist. Also being brought to you by Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, Russians Towing, Air Solutions, First Choice Insurance, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, our good friends from Patriot Auto Glass, Christian Automotive and Tire, Eye Care Specialist, Larry Hillis Dodge, the Briggs and Stratton. Also brought to you by Taco John's and the Scott Law Group, LLC. So what did you like early on by Poplar Bluff against Caruthersville? I know some folks are saying on Facebook that we need to go to maybe a tougher Jamboree, but I can tell you there is talks about next season maybe Poplar Bluff getting blessed and being able to host our own Jamboree. That may be in the works.
That would be nice. That would be nice to do. But I'll tell you, it's it's a tune-up. It's getting ready for that first game of the year. You don't want to get anybody hurt. You want to fine-tune a few things. And so far, I've been very impressed with our running game. These guys are quick off the ball, and they're making guys miss. And so far, I would say the offense has really looked good. Defense has looked good as well, but the offense has been pretty spectacular so far.
So now the Mules switch sides. We're going to go up head-to-head against the Bearcats out of Dexter. Jared and Young with a handoff to Amari White. And White's going to get down to near the 30-yard line to about the 31. Good job by the Bearcats. And this Dexter team, they have improved a year in and year out, and they'll be a force to be reckoned with coming up in Class 3 this upcoming season, no doubt.
Oh, absolutely. And I remember back in the good old days that Dexter was always really good in football, and they beat us a lot of years.
Mm-hmm. Last time we were here, they beat us in a rain delay.
Yes, I remember that. And so they're no slouch, that's for sure.
That's right. 32-yard line, they move him back 1 yard. So now checking in for Poplar Bluff, number 25, Logan Height. We're going to say his name an awful lot this season. He's really good on defense also. Jared and Young now. And we'll get some movement up front. We're going to see that a lot. Last week we saw that for the Mules defense, and they had to drop down and give me 10.
That was always nice. We had to do belly flops.
Can't do that in a regular game, but
you know what? We did that in a regular game one time. Coach called a timeout, said do some belly flops, and we did them.
Belly flops. Going to move them back 5 yards. Mules have it now on the 38-yard line. Second down and 8 to go. They've got to go to the 30-yard line. We apologize for the interruptions we had on Facebook and YouTube. We're going to blame that one on Tim Hicks. I can't blame it on myself, John.
No, not at all.
Or maybe your fault.
You saved the day.
I don't think so. Tim saved the day on that one. Jared and Young, he's back to throw. And this one is not going to be complete. It was intended for Torrance Williams, number 81 of Poplar Bluff. It'll bring up third down and 8 as we are in the second of our third matchup of the afternoon. We're taking on Dexter right now. And the coaching staff pretty much said that we're going to play first string against Dexter. And then coming up against Fredericktown, we'll see the younger guys. And then it's all going to be uphill for the rest of the week as we get prepared for Park Hill Central coming up next week. I want to get your take on what game you're looking forward to this season. We'll talk about that after this next play by Poplar Bluff and Jared and Young coming out with a 3 wide out set, 1 to the far, 2 to the near. And we're going to get another whistle. Is it more movement up front? I believe it may have been for against Poplar Bluff. Nope, they're going to say it's against the Bearcats this time, so 5 yards. So instead of it being second down and 8, it is back to about second and 3. So they'll move it back to the original line. What game on the schedule are you looking forward to the most? And can't say Jackson either.
Well, why can't I say Jackson?
Because I know how much you love the Jackson hot dogs.
Well, I do. Oh, yeah, the Jackson hot dogs. Well, I was going to say the Jackson game. We're going to play them up there this year. And it's been, the last couple of years have been pretty contentious. And I feel like, we could come in there and surprise some people by that time of the season. I think we're going to be in real good shape to give them a good run for their money.
I think so. I really do.
I like a tough game.
This season, I do believe that Jackson's going to get a run for their money for sure, especially if we're able to stay healthy, and that's what Coach Sievers has talked about. He's in his 5th season now as head football coach, and he told me that this season he compares this team to the undefeated team back in 1990. He said, in quote, in terms of this team, they seem like they're really close. And there's not a lot of drama on this team as Logan Height goes right through the middle, and he's going to be inside the 25-yard line, maybe right on the 25-yard line. But one thing about this team he likes here, John, is the fact that he believes they're very close and they take care of each other. I'm not saying other teams haven't, but this team, they look to be close in the early going.
Yeah, they've got some good seniors, been together a long time. They have good balance, I think, on the team, good depth on the team. And, yeah, I think that it's that camaraderie and that team mentality that really helps a football team do well. Absolutely. As opposed to one or two superstars, I feel like this team really has gelled together already.
Jared and Young go, what a hit. Good job by the Dexter Bearcats. That was number 11, Logan, can't pronounce his last name, Josephat, I believe, Josephat. He put a hit on Darius Graham. Graham made the catch, and the beautiful thing is he was able to hang on to it. It'll be 1st and goal down to about the 4.
That was a nice pass, Jared, and really zipped it in there. And,
he did.
And yeah, Darius, there's another name we're going to be saying a lot this year. He's really an athletic person, and get the ball around him, he's going to catch it.
He really is, and once again, we appreciate you bearing with us on the radio. I know we had some issues to begin with, and we are back here finally on Facebook and on YouTube. We've got all that fixed. Make sure and share this video for us. We appreciate you. We missed about that first part of the Caruthersville part, but we've got everything figured out now for the most part. Mules now switching sides, wearing their maroon jerseys. We saw them last week as well during the scrimmage game. It'll be 1st and goal. They're going to move the ball inside at the 3-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal near the 2. And now we'll see what offense here. This is one thing that Coach Sievers said he wanted to perfect, and that was the red zone offense, and most specifically trying to be able to punch it in from inside the 5-yard line. We're going to see that right now.
One of the good luxuries of having Jared at quarterback is he can run over a few people if necessary.
Yes,
when he needs a couple of yards, I feel like he'll be able to get a couple of yards.
I'm looking forward to our first home game against Park Valley.
That'll be nice.
Or not Park Valley, Parkview.
Parkview. That 4 home games this year. We had
Valley View.
6 last year,
Yep.
but we only have 4 home games, and that's nice. But I like getting out, get out on the road, see some places. I know you like to drive.
Logan Height punches his way in, and he's going to be a guy inside the 5-yard line. We're going to rely on, if we need a few yards, a couple of yards, maybe for a first down, he reminds me of a Garrett Laslier where he can power his way through for a couple of yards.
Oh, he's one of those kids that'll run through a wall for you, and has a real knack for just being in the game, right place, right time, the kind of things you can't teach, but also very dedicated athlete, trains all the time.
David Hadley asks, what do we know about Valley View? Well, last year they went 7-4. They lost in the first round of playoffs in Arkansas. They're not going to be a pushover. It's not going to be a Goppy for sure. It's not going to be a blowout win.
It's a tough schedule this year.
It
Frankie.
is. It's really not easy. So now the Mules move it back to the 40-yard line, and the Mules have done a great job here on offense against the Dexter Bearcats. Jared and Young is back out there. 1st and 10. They're going to hand it. Nope, it's going to be a fumble instead, and Dexter, good job by Jared and Young. He's able to fall on top of it. Good job by the Bearcats. R.J. Farmer, number 9, a junior. He was scrambling as well, nearly picked it up, but Jared and Young, as you said, he's quick, he is strong, and he was able to jump back on top of it pretty quick. It would have been a 4-yard loss. They're going to go ahead and put it back on the 40-yard line. 2nd down and 10 for the Poplar Bluff Mules.
I don't envy a player that gets between Jared and the ball.
No, it's not going to be a pretty sight.
He's going to remember that probably tomorrow.
You ain't kidding. Jared and Young now once again. There's a clean handoff to Mikhail McFarland, and he's going to get inside to about the 35-yard line. We're going to say his name too this year. He's a senior. He is 5'9", $165. He is part of our 16 seniors. We have 13 juniors, and then the rest are going to be underclassmen. I think this season it's a nice balance as we see Jared and Young come off the football field. Mason West, he is just as good, a good arm. He is very strong, very quick. And we'll see what he's got in store coming up here for Poplar Bluff. The offensive coordinator, John David Patillo, he is giving him instructions, and I like Patillo being the offensive coordinator. I know Coach Sievers, he's a defensive kind of guy.
Yes, it's a nice balance. Good to have a coach that knows the game very well and can call plays like that. It's crazy. Every time you call these kids seniors, it freaks me out.
It does.
Knowing these kids growing up, I can't believe they're all
Mason
seniors.
West, what a good job. What a good fake out. What a good block by Chris Matlock. And Mason West, he is showing off his wheels. We just got through saying how quick he is. It is a first down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. And that play developed because of Chris Matlock. He went out and did some blocking for the quarterback. And you know what? We talked about this a little bit. Coach Sievers made it very clear that he thinks this team is very close and Matlock protecting its quarterback.
Absolutely. You can tell that's how they're playing. And you know, I see a team that I could see scenarios where he could go with 2 or maybe 3 quarterbacks in the game.
Absolutely.
As part of his scheme, because each one brings something a little bit different to the field, but they're all really good.
Mason West going to get it outside. The Torrance Williams bounces off his hands. You know, one thing we haven't talked about is we were talking a little bit off the air, but our special teams, and we've got a kicker this year who it's quite possible could wind up. He plays soccer as well for us, so we're going to have him on a limited basis. But the important thing is when he is there and he is kicking, and that's going to be Colton Palma. He is one of those guys that can really do damage on special teams for the Mules. We've seen him kick field goals 35 yards and beyond already in the offseason.
That's really nice, a luxury to have.
Oh, good job. Yep. Way to power that one in by Mason West to Torrance Williams. They go right back to him, and this time he brings it in right over the middle of the football field. Another first down, and this one's going to be inside the 20 to about, they're going to mark him, I believe, at the 10, 11-yard line.
He fell forward about 3 yards.
Yes, he did.
That's the good thing about him. He falls forward, he'll pick you up a first down.
And that may have been the last play. It is going to be the last play on offense for the Mules. So now we're going to switch sides, and we'll see the offense here for the Bearcats. Our broadcast presented by Taco John's. And the cool thing about Taco John's is this year, John, is you and I, we've got to pick not one, but 2 players of the game. And we're going to present our players of the game every week with an awesome certificate. It's going to get them free food from Taco John's in Poplar Bluff.
I like it. It's going to be tough.
I tried to get 2 certificates for the 2 best darn broadcasters around, and they said no.
Right. Well, they're going to make their money back on me anyway, right?
I guarantee it, absolutely. So now we'll see the Bearcats here. They're in shotgun formation. This time they're back to pass. The Mules defense, Kason King, also in on the tackle is Connor Stevens. Boy, Kason King, he is a great baseball player for the Mules. He was not fooled at all, and he wraps his arms around R.J. Farmer and wouldn't let go.
You know, Kason's really light of foot for a big kid, for a big lineman. He can move quickly, and he's very agile, really kind of graceful, and he got around the line right there and made a nice sack.
And I apologize, by the way, the Dexter quarterback is Ryder Williams. He is a junior. He was the one that was taken down by the Mules. He is back to pass. Good job getting it, and what a hit by Poplar Bluff. As soon as the catch was made, there was a Mules player already there to make that tackle. And I'm going to have to get on to Coach Sievers. It's number 30. He is not on my roster.
Well, you know, that's another example of I'm seeing a team that's really focused. They're not being flashy. They're playing hard. They're all business tonight, and that's good to see.
It really is. It's very nice to see. So now we'll see my good friend Ron Withrow tuning in. He's a big fan of the weather right now we're seeing. Last year it was 93 right at the first play.
I might not have been here if it was 93, Frankie.
I guarantee it. Good job by the Mules on the other side. Making that stop was number 42, Peyton Rodgers. He is a 5'10 senior. So what game are you looking forward to the most coming up here this season for Poplar Bluff besides Jackson?
Well, I tell you what, Frankie, next week, Park Hills. I always say the best game is the next game, right?
Now, are you going next week?
I think so.
That's what I want to hear. We want a commitment. We want a commitment right here and now. John Scott's going to be there.
A lot can happen in a week, but my plan at this point is yes, sir, to be there.
I'll just chain my wrist to your front door until you leave the house.
How far of a drive is that?
Hour 15 minutes, and that's by going the speed limit.
That's not bad. Well, I get there in about 45 minutes. We get there.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun this year, John. I can't wait for it all to start. So now Williams, he's back to pass. He lobs one in the air. Good job there by the Bearcats. Mikhail McFarland on the tackle. And Logan Josephat, he's able to make the catch. He was wide open. And I got a feeling he's going to have a lot of yards coming up here this season for the Bearcats.
Yeah, our defender got a little hung up. I don't know if the sun got in his eyes a little bit. I think he lost the ball, and he was in pretty good position, but he kind of dropped back and let up a little bit.
Sarah Lacey is tuning in. We're watching Dexter and Poplar Bluff right now. You know who Sarah is, by the way. She's the mom of a good running back for the Mules. Maybe you know who I'm talking about. A little Gavin Hayes action there.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes.
He's doing well in Quincy, getting ready for another fall season of football up there. We wish him all the best.
Yeah, as a player we're going to miss. We'll miss calling his name.
Have you seen him lately? I seen him a few weeks ago, and, man, that guy's put on about 30 pounds of muscle.
Yeah,
he's left Bluff, and he's gotten stronger if it is possible.
These kids work hard.
Yes, they do. Dexter getting close to the touchdown, and they're going to mark him down just a little bit shy. Good good pass by the quarterback, and R.J. Farmer is able to get the reception, and he is going to get inside the 5-yard line. Dexter doing a good job here going against the defense of Poplar Bluff. Coming up next, it'll be Fredericktown's turn. And we'll see the second string for the Mules. Coming in the ballgame now was Connor Stevens. He'll check in. A lot of mismatch here. You know what I didn't know until last week is Coach Sieber says that a lot of our offense, they go both ways. They'll play defense and they'll play offense. So conditioning is a big part of our scheme this year for sure.
Yes, and that's one of those things, and it's really good for the second string guys to get some good
Mules
reps.
Jumped. Were they forced offsides or did they jump? It's going to be offsides. Drop down and give me 10, boys. We saw that last week. Coach Sievers has got his hands, and he's like, if I could, I would.
We've talked about how terrible the Mules were back around the class of 90. Before we were graduated, the team that went undefeated was
They were undefeated. I was going to say they weren't that bad.
That was the next year. That was after we graduated. But there were a group of guys that played literally every down, which was probably more of a testament to how weak the team was than it was how good the players were. But there were some guys who would see if they could never come off the field for the entire game, special teams, offense.
They called that Iron Men, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what that name was called back in the day?
It was a little bit tough sometimes when it was 63-4 or 63-3 and or 84-10 and go back out there. But
so Dexter punches one in, and it's the first time the Mules have been scored on so far.
Yeah, we're a little bit off on that. They got around.
But we're sitting a lot of our second stringers in right now for the Mules, so keep that in mind.
And there's no substitute for actual game time reps.
Absolutely.
So these guys getting these in for this Jamboree is invaluable for the future because undoubtedly a lot of these kids are going to be playing a lot of downs this year.
I want to see the game that I'm looking forward to. I'm interested, for those of you watching social media, what game are you looking forward to the most? You talked about the first game. I'm waiting to see the homecoming game this year, October 7th. It is pink out. It's Poplar Bluff. It is Farmington. Last year, it went down to the wire. Farmington comes all the way back, scoring 14 unanswered to win by 7. And I'm telling you, I think that the Mules, they've got that game circled in the locker room, and we'll see some fireworks that night, no doubt.
Yeah, I got to settle that score this year. And, I remember now that you mentioned that, we've had some pretty close, exciting games over the last couple of years. That game in Columbia against...
Boy, battle was great.
That was I watched that. I was at home, and I watched that on Facebook. And it was an exciting game, man. It really was.
That game means a lot to us. That was the first game that we had done YouTube as well.
It was a great
It was a great night.
It was one of those kind of, I don't really believe that happened, but it
made the 4.5-hour drive all worth it, no doubt. By the way, as we see the Mules here on defense here, they're putting pressure on the quarterback. Flag is thrown, and looks like it's going to be in the area of an offensive hold. Believe we'll see what the actual call is as the officials are going to look right toward our direction. And we'll get the official call coming up here. I believe it's against Dexter. Are they going to? Well, they're not going to look our direction and give us.
I think it was a hold. I think it was. I think I saw him.
He did signal for the hold. I think I know why we lost that Farmington game, John. You weren't with us.
Yeah, that's probably it. I take most of the blame.
You weren't even listening.
Everything else. No, I wasn't.
John Rice is tuning in, our general manager back in Poplar Bluff. Likes what he sees so far by the Mules.
Good. That's good. Got to keep the man happy, right?
That's right. David Hadley, he's waiting for that Farmington game as well. Farmington has a lot coming back this year. They certainly do. So now the Bearcats high snap. Oh, how did that happen? That one fell right into the lap of the running back there, number 11, Logan Josephat, and that was a miscue, but you talk about right place, right time.
Yeah, that I'll give him that because that won't work very many times. But something else, Frankie, I noticed that I'll have to point out is you look at some of these teams. If you look at our sideline, it's very clean. It's very tidy. There's not stuff around. We've got everything lined out. And you don't see that with a lot of teams when you have that many players. And all those things make a difference. Every little thing makes a difference. All those little details like that, it carries over onto the field. So I've been impressed with how Coach has them going tonight.
I've been trying to talk Kent Keith into a theme night on the first home football game, September 2nd. Turn that into a disco night. What do you think?
I think that'd be great. I think the people up at the Mule Barn would love that.
Oh, boy, the Mules, I believe, come away with an interception. Mikael McFarland, are they going to say that the Bearcats came up with it? I thought Mikael McFarland came down with it. We'll see. Yes, sir, it is.
Two Mules fighting over that interception.
I like it. I'll give it to Mikael McFarland. I think it was either between him and Chris Matlock. I would say McFarland came away with it. It was the final play. So with that being said, we're going to step away. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll get ready for the Mules and Fredericktown. When we come back, it is our third matchup of the Jamboree. You're listening to Mules Football on the Southeast Sign and Graphics Mules Radio Network. And we are back here live in Dexter, and what a great night for high school football. We've had a lot of comments here. I'm going to do a better job of keeping up with all of our comments here this season. It's our opening game. We had some issues on Facebook and YouTube earlier on, and the radio, if you want to be honest, but we got all that resolved now. Coach Dave Sievers looking over here toward our direction a brief moment. He is watching the Fredericktown and Caruthersville finishing up. They'll give them a little bit of a break, and then they'll come back. In the meantime, Our broadcast here this season is being brought to you by the Scott Law Group, LLC, Briggs & Stratton, Larry Hillis Dodge. Also being brought to you by Eye Care Specialist, Christian Automotive and Tire, Patriot Auto Glass, and Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, proud supporters of your Poplar Bluff Mules. Have a great night. We'll see you next Friday. Oh, wait, we got one more left, don't we?
One more to go.
One more to go. My apologies. David Hadley said for him, he's like you, it is Park Hill Central. He can't wait to see how these two teams lock up next week, and I can't wait for that as well. It's going to be on the road. I did talk to the athletic director up there. They're excited to have us call the game on Facebook and YouTube. He assures me that we'll be able to do what we need to do. I will tell you, though, when we go to Jackson come week 4, I was already told, yes, you can stream the game, but you know how it is. It's going to be a very, very tight area up there in that press box. Have you ever been up there before to the Jackson press box?
I have not.
Well, let me tell you how this works. You're not going to like it. I'm just going to be honest. You're not going to like it.
I'll prepare myself.
It's a very tight spot. We're not going to be able to sit down. And I told Tim, you just better take as little space as you can, because between us, the Jackson coaches, the 3 or 4 Mules coaches, it's going to be a very tight fit for all of us.
I'll start my diet plan now.
I've already started my diet plan.
And hopefully a fight won't break out.
Won't break out.
In the press box. Although that would be kind of funny.
Yeah, I think so.
I got a small fight, a short fight.
I've got Bobby right here in front of me right there. He's looking at me. Look at him. What was that? Easier trivia questions, he says. He's a big fan listening in the mornings to our trivia.
Yeah, right.
So we'll try to do easier trivia questions for that young man.
For Bobby, it needs to be, or for Ben, it's going to need to be 2 plus 2.
When he calls in, he calls himself Bobby. Yeah, this is Bobby.
Yeah, we're talking about Ben Godwin over here, and he a great guy.
Great guy.
He was class of 88. Might have been 89. Might have been 89.
I think it's 89.
Might have been 89. But for a trivia question for him to get, it's going to have to be 2
By
plus
the way,
2.
I got Josh Dowdy right here behind me. Great athletic director for Dexter. Tell you what, he's class act all the way.
It's nice to be here. Good to have this. And I was going to say, Frankie, for people to be able to tune in, even turncoats like Emily Thurman, now Twin Rivers.
No, wait a minute.
People like that.
My wife went to Twin Rivers.
Right. I realize you're a turncoat also.
We got a turncoat.
But it's nice. People, you watch TV, you look at social media. There's so much negativity and craziness in the world. But to come watch a football game, a high school football game, with people out here watching their kids play the best they can on a good almost fall evening on a Friday night. It's things like this, the ties that bind people in our community, in our area of the state. It's reassuring. It's very refreshing, I think, after a hot summer of craziness, and then you get to enjoy some of this, man. It's fun. I enjoy it because these are the things that make us all human.
So here we go. It is our third matchup, and we're going to see Mason West begin for Poplar Bluff at some point. I believe we're going to see Jay Edmondson work his way out there as well. So here we go as West now under center for the Mules puts a man in motion, and it's going to be a handoff to Mikael McFarland. Great job by Fredericktown. I don't think the Mules were ready for that. I do not have a roster. 55 and 61 by Fredericktown. The Black Cats, they were all over the Mules. You like to see competition. I don't think Mikael McFarland thought for a moment they were going to bring the house in.
No, and they sure did on that one.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I'm trying to defend you, Frankie. I'll apologize to all the Twin Rivers people out there.
Oh, boy.
I love Twin Rivers. Always have.
I never liked them in high school.
No,
Mikael McFarland, he breaks a couple of tackles. He comes right back, and now he's got 5 guys on his back. He's taken down by number 83. He is inside the 25, a first down for the Mules, and they're going to mark him all the way at the 23-yard line. I never liked Twin Rivers in high school. Can you believe that? I married a Twin Rivers girl who talked me into living out there.
That's what always happens, isn't it? That's how that works. But no, we had a huge rivalry then, and they were good in basketball, and it was always a tough game, and we always considered we could beat Twin Rivers, it was a winning season, and that may have been one of the few teams we beat my senior year, but we beat them. And that's for sure.
West now, he's back to pass. He launches one. There goes number 88 for the Mules, and we're going to get a flag on the play. That is Hunter Clifford. And Loretta's tuning in from North Carolina just to watch number 88, Mr. Clifford.
That's nice. That's neat. It's good. It's good service for people to be able to tune in and see.
So we went back over the off season, and we were able to compile. Do you realize we had all 50 states at one time or another tune in to a Mules broadcast? 3 different countries, Mexico, Germany, and Australia, all tuned in last season to Mules sports in some capacity.
You know, it's remarkable, the people who tune in, and it's great for people to be able to have that connection and see family members play, or just tune in and see how the Mules are doing and watch it even.
Jay Edmondson now is going to get gives the handoff, and the Mules are going to just basically walk it in. Touchdown. That one goes to Connor Ray, a sophomore. He did some jicking and jiving and punches one in. And what I like about this football team, the young guys are out there. Nobody's upset about it. The sideline, they go crazy when Connor Ray walked it in the end zone.
Yes, absolutely. Good team, man. And so far nobody hurt, and everybody playing well and tuning things up. And good to see these sophomores get some good reps that'll come in handy later. Every little bit of experience helps.
There's the booms. Yes, by the way, last year, I know you wasn't a part of it when we did this. Every time the Mules scored, we always had the firecrackers and the booms going off on social media. We're going to bring that back this year.
I like it.
We're going to do it. We're going to do trivia next week. We're going to give away some awesome T-shirts. We'll have those on the screen next week. Jay Edmondson gets it to Dylan Hall, number 17, and he's along the outside near the first down marker. Let's give him 10 yards, and let's move those chains. So, good job, Coach Pilon out there, Coach Jefferson, Coach Patillo. We've got a great coaching staff here. Got Ron Withrow tuning in on social media.
There's a name you'll be saying a lot this season, Ron Withrow.
Ron Withrow, yes, he's a big Mules fan.
He doesn't score touchdowns for the team, but his name gets on the radio pretty often.
Yes, he is a loyal listener. There's Dylan Hall again, number 17. Did you know something about Mr. Withrow? Calls me on a daily basis, or almost daily basis anyway. And I'm trying to convert him into a Cubs fan. I've been trying for about 10 years, and it's not working just yet.
That's the devil's work you're doing there,
It's not working just yet. Jane is watching Chase O'Neill, number 58, watching from Charleston, West Virginia on a Jamboree night.
West Virginia.
Glad to have you alongside, Miss Jan.
Beautiful state, West Virginia.
Never been there, but I will attend at some point.
Very nice. Drove through there, stayed a night in West Virginia. I'd love to go back.
There's the handoff to Connor Ray, number 21, inside the 10, near the first down marker. He'll get down to about the 5. David says, yuck on the Cubs. I'll agree. We're not very good this year. I'm just saying, I'm trying to convert him.
It's a fun place to go see a game.
Someone left their flag on the football field on the 32-yard line. Now they're going to pick it up.
Fun place to watch a game, that's for sure.
Ron said he can't do it. He can't ever convert to a Cubs fan. He's a big Cards fan, though, let me tell you.
Yeah.
He lets me know when the Cards are on the win streaks.
Well, they're doing pretty well this year.
Yes, they are. Not the Cubs, though. Jay Edmondson throws it. Good job by the Mules, and there it is, number 88, Hunter Clifford, and he'll dance in the end zone. Touchdown, Poplar Bluff.
Clifford was in great position right there.
He had a fight for that catch,
too.
That's
the receiver made that play. He got his body on the defender and blocked him out, was able to catch the ball.
You know, I don't know this to be a fact. I don't want to overspeak, but I think in 2 weeks from tonight, the Mules, during their first home game, we're going to have a big tailgate party beforehand, from what I've been told. I believe the Mules Booster Club is going to cook out for us.
Yes, I think that's right.
We're going to
wonderful
have
hot dogs.
Yes.
It's hot dog season. Some people call it football season, but I call it hot dog season.
No, it's going to be. It's time for those. It's time for those hot dogs for sure.
Hot dog season, the best time.
I was told if the Mules win their opening game, you might buy everybody a steak dinner that night. Is that true?
Well, I know a guy who's got. He can get us some. Well, I guess it's meat. I don't know.
I tell you, we're gonna have some great times here this season. There's another handoff. This one to Connor Ray. I like this number 21 kid, Connor Ray, only a sophomore, 5'10", 175. But anytime he is handed the ball, he puts his head down, shoulders down, and runs right through the defense.
Yes, he drives his legs and plays through the whistle. Good effort.
I'm trying to figure out what Ben Godwin's doing down there.
Oh,
I don't know what he's...
He forgot his reffing clothes.
I think he forgot something. He's counting the players on Fredericktown. He's keeping them all in line down there.
I don't know if he can count that high. He might be able to take his shoes off at least.
I guarantee it. Mules have it now on the 35-yard line. Second down and about 5 to go. Mules are showing their second string and third string right now. Lots of fresh jerseys. Jay Edmondson, he'll take off, and he runs right up front, and he's going to be taken down by number 27. I hate giving numbers. I feel so little league doing that, but they didn't give us any rosters, so I can't make up names, I guess.
Yeah, Jay took a pretty good hit right there, but he got right back up. Have to get his head a little different position on that. He'd take a shot in the mouth almost, but good run, good heads-up plays. Kind of a broken play, and he took off.
Listen, David Hadley's got my back when it comes to Cubs. He says, I'll proudly back the Cubs before the Brewers, the Reds, and the Pirates. Well, I know why. Because we're in the cellar right now, so no wonder.
Well, it seems
I'd back them too.
The thing I like about the Cubs, it seems like they have Stag on tap at the stadium. Is it Stag? Somebody will know that. I think it's Stag. It's been a while since I've been to a game.
Jay Edmondson now rolls out of the pocket, gets it to Dylan Hall. Hall down the sideline, has a first down and then some. Dylan Hall, good baseball player for the Mules. You never made one baseball game this past year, by the way.
I may make some this spring.
You're going to have to now.
All right. I had good intentions, Frankie, but, sometimes you got to make a living and all that. Responsibilities of life.
Someone threw a flag on that comment.
That's right. That's what it was.
So the Mules have it 1st and 10 down to the 11-yard line.
Have you ever been thrown out of a game by chance?
I honestly have not been. Usually I'm up here away from the officials, so I'm good.
This may be a year we can get thrown out of somewhere.
The question is, have you been tossed out of a game before from officials?
Only as a player.
Oh, okay.
I did get tossed out of a basketball game one time.
As a player, what?
I got thrown out for fighting at Kennett.
How did you do that?
Fighting in Kennett. Some kid was, it wasn't my fault.
We're gonna go over that in detail.
We're gonna bring a home call.
We're gonna bring a shrink in, and we'll have the couch for you to lay on behind us.
That's not a bad idea. I probably need some of that.
Mules now gonna back it up all the way to the 40-yard line. We'll go again. Can't wait for next Friday night. And I was already checking the temperatures next week, and they're going to be about like tonight. Going to be beautiful weather for high school. There's Jeff Anglin down there. He's doing a great job. Love him officiating. Does a great job in basketball as well. Tell you what, Southeast Missouri has some really good officials. And by the way, did you know this year on September 22nd, we've got a ball game at Sykeston on a Thursday, but do you know why it's on a Thursday?
I do not know why it's on a Thursday.
We have a shortage of officials, so they've asked a lot of our teams, especially in the SEMO Conference, to move one of their games to a Thursday to help out on the Friday night. Good job by Fredericktown, and they are all over Jay Edmondson. Refs doing a good job blowing it dead. But that's the reason why we're going to play on Thursday, because of a referee shortage. And it may be because of guys like you getting thrown out. That might be why.
A sign of the times, I guess. But that's not bad. I think a Thursday night game's pretty cool.
I kind of like it, actually.
Maybe they don't have Monday Night Football. They could have a big Monday Night Football game for high school. No, I think it'll be fun. Why not?
Yeah, I think so, too. And David Hadley, yes, sir, Sykeston is the only game that's been moved to a Thursday for us. Grandma Jackie, by the way, is tuning in. She's a big fan of yours, John, so don't let her down.
I'm a big fan of Grandma Jackie. One of these days I need to meet that lady.
You do? But whatever she tells you about me, it's all false. We don't listen to what she says. She's hoping they get that bridge done on W Highway pretty soon.
Oh man, that's
she's not liking going all the way up KK or not KK, but O Highway to 67.
I've got a couple of friends out there, and I suggested maybe just get a kayak and paddle across the river. But man, that's a tough one. That's a long commute. But you know what, Frankie? It's just about right for a couple of hot dogs.
It is.
Get a couple of gas station hot dogs and eat those on the way home.
That's right. So now we'll see the Mules on defense here. Our final set of plays. And then this Jamboree will be behind us. It's just after 7 o'clock on this Friday night. It seems like this Jamboree has gone by pretty quick so far. I was anticipating maybe a couple of hours, but we may be out of here in 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's been nice. It's been uneventful in a good way.
Sarah tells me they've got a few college games up in Quincy for Mr. Gavin Hayes.
Yes.
She does a good job keeping us informed every week, and I'm assuming she'll do that again this year. We love keeping tabs on our former players, especially a good kid like him. So only about a yard gain there by Fredericktown. Mules here. I'm looking forward to see when the rankings do come out this year for the high school for the week 1. It'll be interesting to see exactly where Jackson aligns up this year. I bet they're in the top 5, and I would imagine they're going to be like Poplar Bluff in Class 5 still.
Yes, I would say
I
they
wouldn't
probably
mind
will
seeing
be.
Jackson go to a Class 6.
They probably should be in all truth.
So now there's the quick lob pass to the outside. Good job by the Mules taking him down. Try to get you a name on that player there.
Lucky number 13.
Yes, it is. No, that's let's see here. That's number. That's like 00. It looks like out there. But these are the younger players, and we were not given rosters on the younger guys, so that's the reason why. 00. Yeah, you're right, David. A Thursday game could be brutal for the Mules because we are going to play Jackson and then go right back to work against Sykeston, another SEMO Conference opponent. We'll see what Sykeston has in store this year. So now the Mules once again bringing the house, chasing down the quarterback, and he's able to get out of trouble, and he is going to go to the 20. And a shove there by Connor Stevens. He is playing defense here for the Mules.
Quarterback was fast. He turned on the jets there. Little pump fake.
Nice to see Coach Vaughn out there in the stripes. I think he needs a break, though. He's got his hands on his hips resting right now. Been a long Jamboree for him. No, I'm kidding. He's a great AD for Kennett. We'll see him later on this year. Glad you're with me this year, John. It's a lot different being up here, is it not?
It's good to be here, Frankie. Yeah, I like this. I like to get out, see the team, get to know the players.
I like it when things work.
Yeah, I like to see you panic. Not really panic.
I was panicked earlier.
I'll say work quickly to get things going again.
Oh,
I like that.
There's a fumble snap there, and now being chased is Caden Walker, number 5 for the Mules. And the quarterback gets out to around the 10-yard line. So I was told, I was given a challenge here today. I'm not sure. I haven't thought about it yet. He's already laughing.
It's going to be something.
No. It's about my first trivia coming up for Poplar Bluff next Friday night.
Yes.
And I was challenged to do a trivia question about the good coach Bill Ray.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I've been challenged by my general manager, John Rice. I've got to figure out something good about Bill Ray for next Friday night.
Well, that should be fairly easy to come up with. Interesting. Coach Ray, he's still around. I guess
he's still around.
I don't see him. I thought he might be here tonight.
He looks good for his age, too. I hope I'm that healthy when I'm that age.
Yeah, some of those guys, he might be a vampire. I wonder about some of these guys that don't age.
He doesn't age, man. He doesn't. Coach Vaughn right here in front of us has got his water and his whistle. He gives us the signal. He's gone for the night. See you later, folks. And Fredericktown, number 14, punches one in for the touchdown. Even though he got the touchdown there, it's good to see some of these younger guys getting some reps here in the Jamboree and giving them some experience, because you never know with a long 9-schedule season like we have. It's big competition, brutal competition sometimes, and injuries, they make their way into a program week in and week out.
Oh, they do. These kids, there's going to be somebody's going to have to step up. Some underclassmen somewhere is going to really have to step up. We've seen it every year. It's going to happen. So for these kids to get out here and get some confidence, see game speed, real refs on a real field, all that's invaluable, because when they get the call, they're going to have to be ready.
What happens if I pull a hamstring coming up the flight of stairs? You may have to take over play-by-play this year.
Well, I'll probably just drag you up the stairs. That'd be easier.
Listen, Are you real good with technology? Probably not.
Hey, I would have thrown this thing out the window.
Yes, you would have.
I don't have the patience that you have.
He was going to be. He already said, "Let's just go home, folks."
I mean, I might try to unplug it and plug it back in, but other than that, I would take a hammer.
Other than that. So now the Fredericktown quarterback being chased outside the pocket. Great job by the Mules, number 50. That's Lincoln Warren. And he chases down the QB on for the sack.
He comes from a long line of tough football players.
Yes, he does. By the way, presiding commissioner Vince Lampe tuning in back in good old Poplar Bluff. Likes what he sees and hears on the radio, watching us alongside on Facebook. There's Tim Harmon down there joking. No, it's not Tim Harmon. I apologize. I thought it was for a second, one of the officials. I'm not sure if Vince is saying good job to me or good job to you. Probably you.
I'll take what I can get.
You take what you can get.
I won't even mention the pothole out in front of my house.
Oh, man.
Every time I see Vince, it'll be raining. I'll say, hey, your road's wet. Would you send somebody out there see what's going on?
He does a great job for our county, no doubt about that. Jerry Moore tuning in. Appreciate him as well. And on Fredericktown, number 54, able to get near the first down marker. He'll get to about the 30-yard line or so. I like this Jamborees because it's whistles everywhere. It kind of confuses you what direction you want to look. Now, on a more serious note, and I'm being serious, not joking around, next, or I should say in 2 weeks, is it remotely possible, John Scott, are we going to have the new scoreboard installed? What say you?
Well, I wouldn't bet my house on it. Installed, you mean actually like plugged in, running?
Plugged in, ready to go.
I know that we approved the payment, a large payment for the scoreboard, and as far as I know, it's in transit, as they say.
Gotcha.
And with the sign, people are lined up to install it.
That'd be Southeast Sign and Graphics.
Yes.
I told her, there's a ball. It was batted up in the air, incomplete. Good job by the Mules defense. Normally, when a ball is batted like that, it's normally intercepted.
Yes. So, to answer your question, I kind of doubt it'll be on the first game, but.
So what you're saying is, and I can say it because he's a ways away from us. So if you're going to be at the ball game watching it live, we'll try to get it on Facebook for you. Odds are we're going to see Kent Keith having a stroke right before the game because he's usually on the golf cart trying to get that thing to turn on. He may be kicking it down below trying to get it turned on.
I think it's just a chalkboard and, that kind of thing. But it may be there. But I know, the Southeast Sign and Graphics guys are ready to go. They're ready to go immediately. But if it gets in the day before or, we want to make sure we have time. We don't want to rush.
Right,
absolutely. Getting that thing hooked up. But it will be nice. It's going to be a nice scoreboard.
Good job by the Mules defense. The Bobcats there, the Black Cats rather, is able to get away from the defense, number 14. I will tell you now, next week, I know we're having a good time. We're kind of cutting up here, having some great times. But next week, it's go time. We are going to have stats. We're going to keep real-time stats like last year. We're going to take all the stats that we can give you. We're going to have Mules trivia. And we're going to be all about business and whatever.
Well, I'm going to be cutting up as much as.
Well, he'll be cutting up as much as one can.
This is about as business as I get for this deal.
But this is we're going to have a great season coming up, and I know I've said this 1,000 times. Great, it's big thanks to our sponsors who's making this possible, and I'm so glad that you've accepted the invitation to be up here with me. And going back to last season. A lot of people like John Scott in the booth with me, so we decided to make this permanent.
There we go, and I haven't raised my rates at all, so so far it's been good.
He's not raised his rates.
So far it's good.
But I know when we go to Jackson to buy you 5 different hot dogs, I guarantee it.
We'll start working on close quarter fighting before we get up there.
Good job
I got your back.
Richard Lewis, number 16 for the Mules, breaking that pass up.
But Frankie, with talking about the scoreboard, we've had a lot of issues, and as we talked about with the referees, just getting things done, getting things ordered, getting stuff in. We've been working on our concession stand at the stadium. It's hard to get materials. Everything is hard to get nowadays with the supply chain, whatever it is. I don't know, but. I was
told that everything was good to go.
Well, yeah.
Supply chains are fixed.
Well, right.
Oh, my bad.
Wait a minute, yeah. And, So the with the scoreboard, it's been ordered and picked out and paid and everything, and it's just taking forever to get here.
Listen, Sarah tuning in on Facebook, she gives the sickly emoji and says, Jackson hot dogs puke.
Yo, no kidding. Yeah,
no kidding, he says.
We'll talk about that later. I'm a connoisseur of fine hot dogs, and I judge every athletic program by the quality of hot dogs.
He does, folks. We'll be talking about that everywhere we go. Mules defense, look at number 72 out there. Oh, the helmet came off.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. 72 for the Mules. Logan, good luck. That might be the hit of the night. I'm glad Tim got that on camera. We're watching the replay here in the studio. It was also taken down by number 52 as well, Hudson Matthews. That was by far the hit of the night so far.
Yeah, that quarterback should have just gone. He should have just gone down.
I wouldn't mind seeing that a few times in the regular season.
Yeah. We need to see that against Jackson.
He goes back. Oh, it's going to be a great time.
My favorite game I look forward to.
Yes, it is. And I'm going to hold you to going to that game.
I think I want to go up there.
You know what I like seeing is after every football game is I like seeing that a lot of teams in bigger parts of the state, they don't do this, but in Southeast Missouri, we do it well after a game is over. I like how the teams get together. They huddle together. They pray together. There's nothing wrong with two teams that praying together after a win-loss on a Friday night.
Yes, after a big, hard-fought battle, to be able to come together and good sportsmanship. And we see that week in and week out.
We really do. Good job by the Mules again. They are chasing him down. The quarterback flushed outside the pocket, somehow gets away, and he's going to gain some yards. But, man, the Mules had about 6 guys after him.
That quarterback's got wheels. He
does.
He was running for dear life, and he made it.
And that, I believe, is that going to end the Jamboree? I believe it may have. The Black Cats are lining up, and so are the Mules. So, real quick here, our sponsors including First Midwest Bank, Kevin's Auto Repair, PB Realty, Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, Russians Towing, Air Solutions, First Choice Insurance, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, Patriot Auto Glass, Christian Automotive and Tire, Eye Care Specialist, Larry Hillis Dodge, Briggs & Stratton, the Scott Law Group LLC, Taco John's. If you were making a pick here tonight, if we had those certificates tonight to give to our players of the game presented by Taco John's, give me 2 of them. Who would you pick?
Well, I like Amari and Atari.
I'll tell you what, it's hard to go against them right now.
I like Jared. We had about 5 guys that really played. Christopher Matlock had a great game tonight. But I'm going to say Amari and Atari if I was picking 2. I think our offense relatively was a little better than our defense tonight. But everybody looked good.
They really did. And it's nice to see we're coming out here together, getting ready for another season. So what are some things you liked about the Mules on offense and on defense?
I liked the run game on offense. I think we were quick off the ball, got through the line quickly, and then we got good wheels.
I'm going to let Tim get a good shot of that right there on the 30-20-yard line. We talked about this a moment ago. The Mules in Fredericktown, they take a knee together. They pray together. It's good to see this in Southeast Missouri. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. It's good to see this in high school sports. I think the adults can learn a whole lot right here from these young guys on this football field.
Absolutely they can. No question about it. Kids
Absolutely.
Aren't the problem.
No, they're not the problem. They know usually what's right and wrong. So coming up this season, we've got a phenomenal season on tap for us. Next Friday night, it's Poplar Bluff, Park Hill Central. We begin 2022. I'll put you on the spot. I said this last week. I'm going to take Jackson into the equation because I don't know. They're losing a lot, but they always like to reload. I'm going to be conservative, and I think the Mules here have a great chance, I believe, of being 8-1 when it's all said and done this year. What say you?
Oh, undefeated, Frankie.
Undefeated.
They're going to go undefeated.
Okay, they're going to ridicule me on Facebook. Right. They're going to ridicule me because I said 8-1. You're going to go 9-0.
That's right. They're going to win them all. They're going to go all the way this year.
Are going to state championship game as well?
So, yes, why not?
Well, people on Facebook, they're sure going to love you for saying that.
That's right.
I tell you what, I'm not sure if you meant it or not, but they're going to love you for saying that. We're going to bring in Coach John David Patillo. here in just a moment. We'll get him on the air with us, and we will have him live on our set. And he will give us the information that we are needing here as we get ready. And I'll let John Scott even maybe ask a question or two if he wants to. We'll let John David Patillo here. We'll let him take this mic here. And, Coach, first off, welcome to our post game. And tell me some things you liked on offense here tonight by your Poplar Bluff Mules.
Well, I thought we executed real well. Our kids had picked up on some things. We've been a little more complicated with running. We've really kind of changed up our offense and run a little more downhill. We're playing a little more power football at times. Still keeping all our spread game with it. So the kids have done a good job of picking everything up.
Just a moment ago, that last play, a couple of plays ago against Fredericktown, I think the hit of the night has got to go to Logan Goodluck. He's a hoss.
He is. Logan's very aggressive. Comes off the edge well. He does a good job in his position. He's a good player.
Amari White, Atari Amos, these guys averaging 7 yards a carry last year. We see them in multiple scores. I think the run game is going to be so much more efficient this year. What do you think?
We think so too, and you can tell up front we're more physical. I think we're more complete, and so it's allowing us to be a lot more versatile.
I like this quarterback duo here you have. At any point in time, I really believe you can throw out 3 quarterbacks. You've got Jared and Young, you've got Mason West, Jay Edmondson. Each of these guys, they bring some quality to this football team.
They really do. We had a quarterback session this afternoon before we packed up, came over here, and breaking down our opponent next week and talking about some things. And the one thing I let them do is kind of talk through some of the stuff that they like, some of the stuff that works for them specifically. And that's the thing. All 3 of them bring some different looks for us. And so, again, that's part of that versatility. But at any time, any of those 3 could play.
So what are some things you want to clean up before next week against Park Central, or Park Hills rather? They're a very good football team, and we go to their place in 7 short nights.
Just to focus down on the things that we really need to clean up. On the offensive side, just like I said, establish our run game. We've got a solid passing game off our run game, our play action stuff, and then just our straight pass game. So I think we just got to clean things up. But overall, I liked what we did today.
I'll let John Scott pick earlier our players tonight. Who did you say the players were going to be?
I said Amari and Atari.
Coach, what about you? What 2 guys impressed you the most here tonight?
It's easy because it rhymes.
It does. It really does.
It is very much so.
Atari. Yeah, we're yelling on the field all the time. So,
but what 2 guys for you really stepped up and showed you guys something here today?
Wow. I mean, there's a lot of kids that really played well today. And Torrance at the tight end position, and Logan Davis. We bring in Logan Davis, and Logan really plays well. And we've been doing some double tight stuff with both of those guys. And so I like that package. Again, that gives us something to make us a little more complete.
I sure wouldn't want to try to tackle Torrance once he gets the ball. Once he catches it, I don't know. I might just get out of the way.
And that's a good thing. He's been very physical. You look at him, you think he's a little bit thin, and he's really not. He's a physical kid.
John made the comment earlier, I feel bad for any player going for a scramble for the football. If you're Jared and Young, he wants that football. He's going to get it back from you.
Yeah, Jared's a big kid, big, strong kid. I've been giving him a hard time that he keeps his number 36. I keep asking him if he wants to play fullback.
Well, Coach, I'm so glad you came up here. I can't wait for next Friday night, and the best of luck coming up. We're going to have a great time coming up next Friday at Park Hills.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, Coach. John David Patillo, the offensive coordinator, joining us live here as we are about to say so long tonight from Dexter. Real quick, my good friend, our program director for Z95, Randy Bailey, sends me a message. He says, quote of the week, I'm going to get a lot of this now. He said, I'd probably just drag you up the stairs. So I appreciate you giving them fuel to give me all week long.
Doing my part.
John, I appreciate the opportunity, my friend. So glad you decided to join us here. I was told you wanted to start your own broadcast, your own radio broadcast of Mules, but you decided to come home to us instead.
I couldn't figure out how to turn anything on, so let's go.
I believe you took it and threw it out the window, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I smashed it with a hammer.
All right, John. We look forward to having you next week. We can't wait for you, my friend. So thank you again for coming on tonight, and we'll see you as well in 7 short nights.
Thank you, Frankie.
You betcha. For John Scott, Tim Hicks on the camera, our sponsors one more time are Taco John's, the Scott Law Group, LLC, Briggs & Stratton. Also being brought to you by Larry Hillis Dodge, Eye Care Specialist, Christian Automotive and Tire, Patriot Auto Glass, Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, First Choice Insurance, Air Solutions, Russian Towing, Whitworth Gift Chest Jewelers, PB Realty, and Legacy Farm and Land Specialist, Kevin's Auto Repair, and First Midwest Bank. I'm Frankie Castile. We're saying so long tonight from the Jamboree here live in Dexter. You've been listening to Mules Football on the Southeast